For Asgard. So this topic is probably rarely gets spoken about. You may see some so-called black atheists talk about it, or black agnostics, or black people in general questioning things. But you never hear specifically about Jamaican atheists. You don't hear about it. That's probably there. It's probably hidden. People are, probably too scared to come out because, especially in Jamaica, Jamaica is a mostly Christian nation, and you come out saying you don't believe in, the God or the gods or whatever, or God, Jesus, whatever. Man, I suspect things will be harsh. You'll probably get stoned to death. And these are the people that speak about love and the Bible and Jesus and being righteous. But imagine you being a Jamaican and you coming out to your Jamaican parents, I don't believe in God. Or say I'm an atheist. Or say you're unsure about God. You probably get stoned to death. Physically, verbally, spiritually, emotionally, I believe. I haven't seen it, because I've never heard about it yet. I'm pretty sure you'd probably get, a consequence for that. And, it's the same thing in the general speaking, the so-called black community. You tell them you don't believe in God, and they want to stone you to death. It might be better now in like Canada and America, but in places like, I think places like Africa, Jamaica, Caribbean, like you have to believe in God, just because. Like, there's no reason for it, even though they can't prove anything, and their book can't prove anything. You just have to believe it just because, and it's so stupid. But yeah, I was an atheist, a Jamaican atheist, back in 2006 till maybe 2010, give or take. That was the time when YouTube, finally came out, and you're questioning things, you're reading things, you're listening to videos and things like that. And I've always questioned God and religion. I grew up in the church, a Christian church, but I've always questioned it. And it's like I wasn't able to prove there was a God. They couldn't prove that there is a God. They couldn't prove anything in the Bible is factual. I couldn't. So and it's all the other mumble jumble in between stuff of going to church. It just was so ridiculous that I just said, screw it. I'm an atheist. But after a while, you still question things, still looking to things, various spiritualities, coming in, leaving, going back out. I did come in, I left again, and trying to figure out like why so-called black people behave the way they do. Why is the world the way they are? You look into so many things and you realize everything is connected. This whole religion is connected to politics, to the so-called black, to slavery, to education. It's all connected. All of it is connected one way or another. And eventually, I can't say there is no God. I don't even know if there's more than one God, or goddesses, or if it's an animal God, or if it's an alien God, or if it's aliens, or it's like, you see in superhero shows where like these powerful beings, like the Watcher, they don't intervene. They only watch, but they never intervene. It could be like that. I don't know. And to say there's actually no God is, in my opinion, it's kind of ridiculous in a sense, because no one really knows until we know. So, but I was an atheist, but I questioned things, but I just had to rewire myself and understand things. And the truth is, I don't know if there's a God or not. I don't know if there's multiple gods. I don't know if there's gods and goddesses. I just don't know. And the best thing that I can do as a so-called Jamaican is just live. Just live. But you see, if you come out to your Jamaican parents, family, whatever, and you say you don't believe in God, or you're agnostics or whatever, they will think, hey, where is your morality? How are you supposed to know what to do? Like, they'll ask these silly questions like, just don't do crime, don't be mean, just don't be an idiot. Because even when these people believe in God, some of them are still stupid. Many people who believe in God are still committing crime, still being immoral. Some of these guys that still believe in God are pedos. They're dog nutters. Some people who believe in God are still corrupt. So believing in God isn't foolproof. It's not. Whether you believe in God or not, anything can happen to you. You can be anything. But it's up to you as that person to decide and make good choices. That's what it is. And obviously there's going to be influences along the way. But again, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own actions. Just like in religion, in Christianity, you are still responsible for your own actions. So, yeah, you come out and they say, oh, you're immoral or you're this and that. It's like, look at the church. The church is already corrupted. Always has been corrupted. It's a business. All these people who believe in God, look at them. And you're going to say, oh, I believe in God. I don't believe in God or whatever. And you're going to look at me like I'm some criminal. That's how I think it's going to be. Because I've seen videos of so-called whites coming out and blacks coming out and their parents ripping them off. So imagine Jamaica. Because in Jamaica, for instance, a good example, if you're a creep, a pedo creep, and you rape a picnic, rape someone, or you kill someone, the people in those villages, those parishes, they're coming for you. They're going to come for you and they're going to kill you. So, imagine if you say you don't believe in God. I think, they're going to treat you, I believe they're going to treat you different. That's what I believe. Just because I've never seen or heard of any like Jamaican atheists coming out in Jamaica. You don't hear it. You don't see it. It's probably there hidden, but you never hear it or see it. And I was watching for the first time ever, the 64 or 69. Probably the 64th year of independence for Jamaica. And it was good, it had a lot of music, things like that, secular, dancehall, reggae. And then they had the Christian music. And it just made me, goes to show, like, what if, again, I don't have a problem with them doing it. I don't have a problem with that. If they can express their Christianity, some people should be allowed to express that they don't believe in God or their way of spirituality or their way of living. But they're playing gospel music, Christian music. Imagine if someone came and played their, atheist music. Do you think these Jamaicans would accept that? No. I'm not going to accept you playing atheist music. No, I'm not talking about like, demonic music. I'm talking about this atheist music. I don't know. There's some atheist songs out there. Can't think off the top of my head, but I know they allow dancehall, which can be a little bit rough. Then you have reggae, which is full of Rastafari, Rastas. So it's like they're allowed to coexist with each other. But as soon as you add, you don't believe in God or atheists or questionable things, you're gonna get stoned. And it was even like that in Jamaica. It was even like that for the Rastafari. For the Rastadan. When Rastas first came around the scene, Christians hated them. Christians were violent towards the Rastadim. They hated the Rastadim, even though they still believed in God. Even though they were still righteous and peaceful in their way. So imagine, coming out with anti-God, with atheism, with questioning God or religion. Imagine that. Imagine that. So if they can stone Rasta, who are known, again, everything, there's no perfect religion or lifestyle. So if they can stone Rasta them, who believe in God, who believe in righteousness and believe in consciousness, who are in their songs, believe in, all that, good, positive stuff. Imagine someone saying they don't believe in God, singing music that is, anti-God. I'm not saying to rip on other religions, but just anti-God music. Anti-God, or atheism music, I don't know. But yeah, like I respect Rasta because I love reggae music. They taught me so much. They kept me humbled, even though I don't believe in God or their God per se. I still respect their God. I still respect their music. I still respect Rasta. I still respect the red, gold, and green. I still have some respect. I can see the good that they bring. Man, you look at my thing. I have over my playlist. I have over maybe 2,000 reggae songs, reggae dancehall songs, Rastafari songs. I'm chanting out Rasta. I still listen to that. I still have so-called gospel Christian music on my playlist. So there's nothing wrong with listening to it, in my opinion. But the thing is, if you go and express yourself about being atheist or anti-God, or you question God in Jamaica, I think you're gonna get stoned. You're gonna get hated. They're not going to like that. These are the same people that were stoning Rasta at the beginning. But yet Rasta reggae music helped build Jamaica. It wasn't Christianity. They may have had something to do with it. Not saying they had nothing to do with it, but I think Rasta reggae music, I believe 5% Rasta reggae music really was the thing that really lifted and helped build Jamaica. It's not just that, but it's that cornerpiece. It wasn't Christianity. It wasn't gospel singers. They may have had, again, something to do with it, but it was really reggae. When you think of Jamaica, you think of reggae music. You think of Rastafari Jah. You think about that. So I don't, I may question and criticize religions. You should be allowed to do that. But we're living in a society, specifically in Jamaica, where I think you would be stoned to death. You would be stoned physically, mentally, verbally for not believing or accepting a God, or the Christian God, or accepting Jesus. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I think that there are atheist Jamaicans out there. I believe there are Jamaicans questioning their religion, their Bible, but Jamaica is so Christian. It's so pro-extremist Christian, fundamental Pentecostal, fundamental apostolic, that you cannot even ask questions, and you just have to accept whatever crap they're feeding you when it comes to religion. I think religion is crap, but I still listen to the music. It sounds good. If it sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it. Call me a hypocrite. Well, I don't care. I'm not the one stoning people. Hey, if you say something is real and all this and that, why are you getting mad if I don't believe it? If it's real, you should be laughing at me and moving on. Prove it and move on. But no. These same Christians will stone you, hurt you, harm you verbally, probably isolate you for not believing in their God. Really. And it's like that in many cultures. I think many cultures in Africa. It's like that probably in India, especially in America, or probably in like South America too. If you don't believe in God, especially in Islamic country, you don't believe in God or their God, you get hurt, you get harmed. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is happening in Jamaica as well. There's probably always has been atheists in Jamaica that have been so scared to come out, that have been questioning for years, for their whole life, but still remained. And one thing about this Christian church I hate to see, man, it's just disgusting. You have some old ladies, man, old men who've been in the church for maybe 90s, 80 years old. They've been in the church since they were a baby, and they're still in the church, where they particularly probably have never questioned a single thing. That's what you call brainwash. That's what you call a goon. You could be in a culture you never question it once, maybe not even out loud, and you're stuck in there for your whole entire life till you're 90, maybe 100. Damn, I hate to see that. I always question that. Like, how do you join a religion like Christianity till you're 90 and not question it? Maybe if you were in and out as a youngster and then came in because, you were sick and feeling bad, and then you came in living your life, that I could kind of understand a little bit. But I don't understand how you can be in there since you were born till you're dead. Same with any religion. But yeah. I'm gonna add more to this on another day. I gotta get back to the plantation. Anyways, respect Rastafari Jah. Happy Independence Day to Jamaica. Even though I may say for Asgard, I know it's fictional. I know it's fictional. It's just fun. Like, I like to have fun with it. And it does kind of help me a little bit. Gives me a little bit of a boost. But 'cause I'm a big Thor fan. Big Marvel fan. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a boost. But anyways, for Asgard, let the lightning be your sword and the sun be your shield.